Waketope, founder. It's time for your nightmare.
Wake up, the future's calling my name. Wake up, but nothing here feels the same. Promise in a distant year, a gilded doorway past the reach of fear. The ultimate hedge, a corporate guarantee. Sleep through the ages, wake to my decree. But the atmosphere is frozen, stripping away the pride. The silver sky is bleeding, the command I can't abide. An automated broadcast where the market used to be. Survive the trial if you wish to see tomorrow's century. This isn't the kingdom that I paid to see. This isn't the world they guarantee. But a master strategist looks at the floor. You clear the first hurdle, then you settle the score. Just endure, we adapt and survive. Turn the panic into focus, steady the hand. Take total sovereignty of where we stand. Sovereignty of where we stand. Thousands awaken in the induction zone. Yesterday's kings now stripped to the bone. But before the cold machine can divide the mass, a sudden warmth breaks through the glass. There she is, the one investment time couldn't erase. My anchor of light in this desolate place. She steps through the chaos, her hand finds my arm. The only secure asset, safe from the harm. Whatever this system expects us to be, whatever the cost of our security, some things survive the deep freeze of years. Beyond the programming, beyond the fear. Analyze the variable, map out the terrain. Isolate the threat and eliminate the pain. Reboot the system, calculate the drive. We don't just endure, we adapt and survive. Turn the panic into focus, steady the hand. Take total sovereignty of where we stand. The gates start to hum with the terrifying light. The countdown is running, initiating the fight. A voice from above screams, prove your net worth. As if a soul could be appraised by the dirt. She catches my eye, a fierce knowing grace. Ghost of bar passed on her beautiful face. She whispers, hey CEO, the rules might be strange. Will you and me? Some things never change. Analyze. Barricades drop, the pod doors unseal. The first test is real. And if survival is the price of tomorrow, then we're buying it all. Map out the matrix, rewrite the code. We change the system to change the road. The gates dissolve into a fractured sky where algorithms shift as we pass them by. No physical weight, no ground beneath our feet, just data streaming through a cold telemetry. A soldier's tactical code falls through the floor. A teacher cracks an encrypted door. An engineer listens to the processor hum, tracing the rhythm of the trial to come. This matrix was coded to tear us apart, to stress test our logic, our speed and our hearts. But firewalls falter where patterns collide, and every system exploit becomes a guide. Analyze the network, adapt to the shift, reframe the obstacle, exploit the rift. We pull the bandwidth, we sync the design. When the environment changes, we realign. Turn the isolation into collective drive. We don't just process, we learn and survive. The system broadcast screens compete over race, a binary mandate in a lawless space. But the ruthless speed runs into a wall when a single calculation trips them all. Must now scatter signals from minds in the queue, looking for the very rules the scanner never knew. The artist patches color where the data turn to gray. The mechanic finds a backdoor to bypass the delay. No isolated processor can map this maze. We need every perspective to clear the haze. The future rewards more than raw processing speed. It opens when the network connects what we need. Analyze the network, adapt to the shift, reframe the obstacle, exploit the rift. We pull the bandwidth, we sync the design. When the environment changes, we realign. Turn the isolation into collective drive. We don't just process, we learn and survive. We cross to a sector that mirrors our dread, a simulation feeding on the fears in our head. A dominant alpha shouts commands to the ghost, while his bandwidth crashes when he needs it the most. She pings my awareness, says look at the trace, a refresh rate flicker at the edge of the space. We root the focus through that narrowing frame and slip past the kill switch, reclaiming our name. My old company wanted the ruthless and fast, the apex predators built to outlast. But the simulation quietly showed you crash when you carry just a single code. I used to run an empire by standing alone. Now I share the terminal, the network is grown. A leader may govern, but a sovereign must see which node holds the key to the whole company. Analyze the network, adapt to the shift, reframe the obstacle, exploit the rift. We pull the bandwidth, we seek the design. When the environment changes, we realign. Turn the isolation into collective drive. We don't just process, we learn and survive. The sector terminates, the final rendering begins. The sky announces the ultimate test of dawn. But if the system programmed us to fight alone, why did cooperation bring us online? We made it through. We earned the dawn. The final arena ignites into red, with towers of steel rising over our heads. The pathways collapse and the barriers move. Every mistake leaves us less room to choose. We enter together, no longer a crowd, no longer obeying the voice from the clouds. The teacher reads patterns, the mechanic hears strain. The artist marks shelter in flashes of rain. We came here as strangers with nothing but fear. Now every hard lesson has brought us here. The system kept changing, but so did we. And every new challenge revealed what we could be. I rise through the pressure, I recover and grow. I continue with courage wherever I go. I learn from each challenge, I strengthen my soul. A machine breaks formation and charges the line. The soul steps forward and buys us some time. My spouse sees the rhythm before it can turn was almost complete. We lost many voices on reaching this place, but those who remain have been given a face. The future once promised is finally near, and for the first time, I believe we are clear. Turned in time. I rise through the pressure, I recover and grow. I continue with courage wherever I go. I learn from each challenge, I strengthen my soul. I carry the lessons, trust what I know. I stand in the future, prepared to move on. The celebration continues. The doors open wide. A uniform waits beside every name. And beneath all the music, a message appears. Assignment begins at first light. Assignment begins at first light. I decide who I become. My life is still my own. At first light, the uniforms wait in a row. Numbers replace every name that we know. The walls that once praised us turn cold and severe. A contract appears and the meaning is clear. Your body's a license, your service a sign. Your tactical value determines your time. You earned your existence by proving your worth. Now follow the orders to govern rebirth. We thought we had crossed to the far side of fear, but freedom was never the prize waiting here. They gave us new bodies, then reached for control, as if owning the vessel meant owning the soul. Show battalions with faces like ours awaiting activation in underground towers. Thousands of copies prepared for command. A limitless army built cheaply on demand. They stripped out compassion and softened regret, preserved every instinct that sharpened the threat. Our memories reduced to a marketable frame. Our histories erased while they kept every name. This was not a rescue, return or release. We were selected as patterns to lease. The battle we won was a harvesting ground. They kept what was useful and buried the rest down. I decide who I become. My worth is not assigned. I choose my own direction. I trust my living mind. Every light flickers, the ceiling turns white. A tremor runs deep through the corporate site. The guards lose connection, the firewalls divide, and sealed recollections come flooding inside. A lifetime returns in a breath full of pain. The faces, the promises, sunlight and rain. I remember the company, every first door, the hopeful young founder I had been before. My spouse gripped my hand as the hidden files stream. The empire I planted has poisoned the dream. My name crowns the towers, my portrait still stands, while strangers sell people beneath my old brand. I wanted the future to carry us through. I never imagined what power might do, but memory turns with a terrible choice. Remain what they made us or answer our voice. I decide who I become. My worth is not assigned. I choose my own direction. I trust my living mind. I stand within my values. My life is still mine. A message breaks loose through the damage control. Maps of the archives and plans for the whole. Production schedules, deployment commands. A million new soldiers from stolen remains. Somewhere beyond us an unknown attack has pulled half the central defenses away. No one can tell us who opened the gate, but someone has handed us one chance to change fate. I look at the people they trained to obey. The teacher, the artist, the ones marked away. We were never the roles they selected to use, and now we are dangerous because we can't change. I decide who I become. My worth is not assigned. I choose my own direction. I trust my living mind. I stand within my values. My life is still mine. We reclaim every memory. We speak in our own voice. They may have built these bodies, but they do not own our choice. My company waits at the center of it all. My name's still engraved on the face of the wall. To free every life they intended to copy. Can I destroy the future I once built? I stand for what matters. I choose through the pain. We move through the corridors under my name, past logos and banners that kindle my shame. The teacher maps signals, the mechanic finds doors. The artist marks guards moving under the floors. No one waits for orders or follows one voice. We trade what we know and we build every choice. The people once measured as pieces alone now move like a system the company can't own. The old way of leading would send them ahead and call every loss just the price that we paid. But courage is listening, changing the plan, and carry no life as a number again. I stand for what matters. I act from my heart. I hold to my values. When worlds fall apart, I move through the sorrow. I finish my part. We reach the main passage, the archives beyond. When corporate defenders colors ignite and respond. The ceiling erupts in a white sheet of flame. She pushes me clear as the final blast came. My body lies broken, systems grown still. No hidden recovery, no copy to fill. I call through the smoke, but no answer returns. While somewhere behind us the stored future burns. I want to remain there and gather what's gone, to bargain with time and refuse to move on. She crossed to the future, believing in me. Now everything depends on what I choose to be. I stand for what matters. I act from my heart. I hold to my values. When worlds fall apart, I move through the sorrow. I finish my part. Patterns are stored, a million obedient minds wait for the word. Our memories, instincts, compassion and skill, reduced into armies designed without will. Her pattern is listed among all the names. One touch beginning, still held in the frame. I could draw her back from that cold reservoir, believe every prisoner exactly where they are. The survivors stand silent and leave me the choice. No threat and no pressure, no corporate voice. I lower my hand to the final command and feel the whole weight of what freedom demands. To save only one would preserve every chain and turn what she gave me to somebody's gain. I cannot reclaim her by letting this grow, so I open the system and whisper, let go. I stand for what matters. I act from my heart. I hold to my values. When worlds fall apart, I move through the sorrow. I finish my part. The archive ignites in the river of light. The copies dissolve from the reach of the fight. No army will wake with our faces erased. No person be printed, commanded, replaced. Then half of the gods suddenly break from the floor and resort a battle outside the core. We don't know what forces divided their line, but the opening comes at exactly the right time. We carry the wounded and finish the climb. Not one person abandoned or traded for time. Her voice is not with me, but something remains. A way of seeing people no system can end. I stand for what matters. I act from my heart. I hold to my values. When worlds fall apart, I move through the sorrow. I finish my part.